Live, welcome to the FANTO Show, Poop Dollar Studios.
Yep, we got some special guests in the studio.
Really special guests. It's our first guest. I think it's going to be our best guests.
Well, so far they are our best guests.
So far they got us.
It's all downhill from here.
I'd like to formally introduce my dear friend from a long time ago, Dr. JoJo.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having us on. And by the way, for this being called Poop Dollar Studios, it's pretty amazing studios. I'll tell you.
Poop Dollar.
What's that show? No, Workaholics. Poop Dollar.
That was shot at my brother's house.
Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's in Van Nuys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
What do you mean? You had no idea you were there?
No, I know they were shot it, but I didn't know where the Poop Dollar Studio was. Well, before that, we forgot to introduce the only lady, Dr. Sheina.
Yes.
They are cosmetic doctors,
Cosmetic surgeons.
cosmetic surgeons, and you guys are related, correct?
Yeah.
I saw them kissing earlier. I was like, oh,
She proposed to me last week and I had to say yes.
that's hilarious.
So now we're engaged.
And then,
Congratulations.
wait a second.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Oh, he just made an engagement joke and you're used to it? That's how you know she's
things
wifey.
in the works. There's
And that's how you know
things in the
she's
works.
wifey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll joke about it, but I know I'm the one he's going to keep. And then you got the legend, the guy who made all this possible, my best friend, my co-host. Every week I forget his name, but I know it's Eric Alegria.
Cheers to Eric.
Cheers.
We got fresh de la Familia Reserva, Jose Cuervo.
They're gonna have to top this awesome gift right here.
No one's going to top him,
Yes.
bro. No
I
one's
know,
gonna
that's
top
what I'm saying.
Thank you for bringing a Dr.
you, guys.
JoJo,
Yeah.
the cosmetic surgeon, and Dr. Sheina, cosmetic surgeon. Thank you guys for. All right, well, thanks for tuning in for the FANTO Show. It's over. No. So we said, wait, let me drink.
Drink. Shots.
So we made a mistake earlier that I didn't know about. I called them plastic surgeons,
You bastard.
and one of them hit me in the face. I'm not going to say who. And they said, actually, no, they're cosmetic surgeon. Now, what is the difference? That's news to us.
Yeah, so there's a big turf between plastics and cosmetic, guys. So the main difference is plastics, they do more reconstructive surgeries. For example, like someone's face gets blown off, they reconstruct a new face.
ISIS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less, exactly.
Yeah.
But cosmetic, we just focus purely on cosmetics. So just making you look better.
Fuckable.
You said it now. Let's say we make them from a 2 to like a 7 or an 8. We can make that.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, I dated that range. I mean, actually, no, not anymore. I used to. We all used to. Remember, back in the day, it was
rough out there.
very rough. During the party line days when I met you,
Yeah.
I would date a 4.
I was 5 back then.
You were a 5 or you date a 5?
I was 5. He was 7. Wait, were you trying to make a pedophile joke?
No.
You're just
Not a pedophile.
Never mind.
Doctor, we're gonna make a switch. You're gonna take this mic.
All right.
Here, lower it.
Yeah.
How's the mic?
Yeah, it's better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys want to start a podcast of your own, which is very exciting. Do you guys have any potential names?
That's what we were just discussing on the plane flight here from Miami. I was like, babe, what
Oh, yeah,
are
they
we
live
going
in
to call
Miami.
And then
ourselves?
you can move it anywhere. You could do this.
Like this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that cool?
It's fancy.
You can spit on it if you want.
Can I rub it?
You guys, you can drop something right
I
there.
actually asked ChatGPT for cool names. Did not come up with it.
No, nothing was hitting. So we're open to name suggestions.
Okay, let's.
If your audience has suggestions, we're open to it. For you guys, I know you're very creative with writing, so if you could come up with something good.
So, what do you want in the title to be? Do you want it to be like Miami's in the title? Do you want?
Well, her surgeon name is Dr. Brushes and Blades, and I'm Dr. Level Up. So if you could incorporate something like that, make those two names have a baby,
Okay, so your name is Dr. Brushes and Blades.
Yeah.
And then yours is Dr. Level Up.
That's right, because I get people to the next level, baby.
And then what is brushes we get? What's blades?
I'm a surgeon. It's my scalpel.
Oh.
It's my blade.
Honestly, both of them are pretty strong names.
Yeah, both of them are fire. That's really cool.
You can
You guys have
anything.
aliases. That's
that's their superpowers.
yeah. That's dope.
Blade Lady. Brushes and Blade Lady.
Yeah, like for a long time before, like while I was still in training, I did a lot of makeup. So I was like, all right, I like makeup brushes. But then when I started training and I became a surgeon, I was like throwing blades in there.
So you went from being a makeup artist to
I mean, not really. I was always in, I just stayed in school forever, went to medical school, but it was a hobby of mine. I loved to do makeup. I've always been a girly girl. So I would do makeup tutorials while I was in med school. It was just a hobby.
how smart do you have to be? She's like, yeah,
Wow.
my hobby is going to medical school.
Damn. I know, that's crazy.
Yeah. Some people's hobby is going to the beach.
Yeah.
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 She's like, yeah, I'm going to go to medical school. Oh, yeah, I have to be the smartest person in my school. Okay, I'll just do that. That's my hobby.
That's wild.
You know what my hobby is? Doing heroin with homeless trannies.
Where'd you go to medical school back then?
Zone.
You guys, where'd you go to medical school? GCC.
I went to GCC actually.
Oh, did you?
UC GCC, that's what we called it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I went. No, I went to SMC, but after I graduated UCLA, I went to GCC so I could get
The ladies.
not the ladies. You take a couple classes, you get like money.
Dude, so funny you said that.
This is very
Back
Glendale
then,
specific.
2007, 2008, there's these Armo guys talking. It's like, I can't wait till my check comes in so I can put new rims on my Altima. Bro,
Yeah, I know that guy.
you probably do.
Yeah. So what?
So people would go to college to get money
How do you get money from going to
because they were
college?
poor. They would get financial aid or whatever,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And this
Don't
guy-
tell them all the secrets, brother.
Well, we're done with school. We're done with schooling, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are cosmetic surgeons in Miami. Pretty done. So, but where did you go to medical school?
So we actually went to the same medical school in
You
St.
went
Martin.
to medical school too, bro?
funny.
I thought you.
Can you believe
I
that?
actually got my diploma from Armenia. You want to hear something fun? I was just in Armenia, and I made a post that I'm there. I did some surgeries there, and then some lady hit me up. She's saying, "Oh my God, I remember you. I did your transfer paperwork when you moved your diploma to get your diploma approved in the U.S." I'm like, "Really? What?
That's crazy.
Wow.
But I never went to med school in Armenia.
Oh,
That's
she lied to you.
She lied to me. She's like, "Yeah, I remember your name." I'm like, I never went to Yerevan medical school.
That's
Like,
crazy.
yeah.
So, first of all, you guys said a lot. They said a lot. I can't. There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Want to translate it?
We should have
Yeah.
So, that's first of all. Before we get to doing plastic surgery in Armenia, is it like real Hayastan or like you mean Glendale?
Armenia.
Armenia.
Yerevan. Yeah.
Armenia's been going through a lot. But before we get to the depressing part, what medical school did you guys go to?
AUC. It's in St. Martin.
We went to the Caribbean actually. So we're not the smartest kids in college.
Hey. Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
She seems smart.
She's smarter than I am, that's for sure.
So the only reason I knew nothing. I grew up, I was like oblivious, put myself through undergrad, worked in school, like
1 second. What does that word mean?
Undergrad?
oblivious?
That's Eric. He's the co-host of the show. This is his. It's like no, the other.
That's funny.
What does that word mean?
It's not
It means like basically I lived in a bubble and I kind of had to figure everything out all on my own. And so by the time I figured out that I should have applied to medical school while I was a third year undergrad, I was already a fourth year. And when you apply to med school, you need to do it a full year in advance. I was like, I'm not going to just sit around and not be in school for a full year and do nothing. So then I heard about these these island schools, and one of them is in the Netherlands Antilles, and I'm a EU citizen. I'm Dutch, so I was like, all right, I'll go.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm US. I was born and raised here, so I'm dual, and I'm also Dutch. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go there. It makes my life easy. Like, I don't got to deal with visa, paperwork, whatever.
You're Dutch.
Yeah. So then I applied, and like a month later, they're like, sure. I was like, great, no time lost. So then that's how I ended up there.
The Caribbean.
Yeah, AAC. Because as soon as I graduated, it took them like 3 weeks to tell me, okay, great, you're accepted, and I took off. And I was like,
Same
good.
thing happened to me too. I applied a week later. I got the acceptance letter. It's really easy to get into Caribbean, so let me tell you, you have a heartbeat, you'll get in.
Wait, it's a medical school and you can get in, and then you're in charge of. Yeah.
Okay, it's not that easy. I mean, you had to have taken all
Are
your
you saying
classes.
we can get in if we applied right now?
Dude, this is America. You could do whatever you put your mind to.
See, there you go.
You could get in.
If you listen to this podcast, you get big motivational tips.
Isn't it too close to my mouth? I feel uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
You didn't want to eat
No,
it?
he's making a joke. He's
you were
making a
hungry.
joke.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's making a joke.
Okay.
He is making. He wants to kiss it. He wants to kiss it.
Lick it.
No, we're. Well, that's fucking. I guess we can. You want to become? You want to go to medical school?
No, dude.
It's just the admission criteria is a little bit lower than U.S. medical schools. Like, so your score, you can get in with a little bit lower scores.
You mean
but
for people that don't know, it's the MCATs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MCATs and your GPA.
And MCAT stands for Mexican cats.
Most days, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you guys have to take the MCATs, but you're also undergrad had to be.
Yeah, so you need to have a diploma. You gotta have the prerequisites. So you could be any major per se, but you gotta have certain classes. Like you gotta take the biology classes, the physics classes, all the prerequisites you gotta take before you apply to medical school. So that's how it's. Plus, you gotta get the MCAT, and then they look at your application. If your scores are good enough, your personal statement, your extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But let me tell you, I will tell you this though. Like, one thing they don't tell you is it may be easier to get in, but it's way harder to stay in that med school and graduate than a U.S. med school.
that's a fact.
I hear that 80% quit.
That's probably 20%.
Well, so my graduating class out of med school was maybe 50% of the class that I started with. So I think I started with like 250 in my class.
ASU.
In AUC. Mhm.
I'm sorry, AUC.
Yeah, and I think my graduating class was maybe 120.
Mine was starting 120. We ended with like 80 people from my original class. So it's not easy per se. Like you still learn the same stuff as
The same thing with law school. 80% quits. 70 to 80% quit after the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not fucking easy, bro.
No, it's
No,
not.
I always make it seem easier than it is.
You guys are
Yeah.
gaslighting us. Am I using gaslighting accurately? I still have no
I
idea
don't know what that means.
I swear to God, they're like, some girl was like, "Oh, you're gaslighting me." I was like,
Like I don't have
Like
like
the-
lighter fluid or.
"You mean the Holocaust?" I don't get what the.
I don't know what undergrad means.
He's still on undergrad.
Are you oblivious to what undergrad means?
There you go. Using these big words.
It's big words, bro. They're like, "Yeah, you can get into med school, but everyone quits. But you guys can get." Imagine if I actually have a couple of friends in who went to medical school. Randomly, they transferred from math and then law school to medical school. One of my cousins, to one cousin and then one friend. So, but they said it was the. Did you guys have to do residency?
Of course.
Fuck.
So let me tell you that they don't tell you this. When you go to Caribbean medical school, it's a lot harder to get residency spot in the U.S. because it's considered a foreign medical school. It's the same as going to med school in Zimbabwe, for example, or Armenia or France or whatever. It's a lot harder to get a residency
Does
spot.
Zimbabwe have a medical school?
Do
Do they have any buildings in Zimbabwe?
It's considered a foreign medical school. It's
Yeah.
not a U.S. medical school. When you're applying to a residency, U.S. medical students get first priority for the residency spots, and then it's the foreign graduates
So,
priority. And then another thing is, if you don't do residency, you can't practice medicine in the States. So you need to do residency. So you could be a doctor in Zimbabwe, but that doesn't mean anything if you can't do residency in the U.S. because you're not going to get a license.
yeah.
to practice medicine. And they don't tell you that it's hard to get into residency. So that was another
And
obstacle.
who's they? Do you mean they as in the Jews?
I mean,
No,
I think there was
who's
in our
they?
administration, the school.
It's an admin. Yeah.
Admission criteria, yeah. The admission post.
Yeah.
So, where did you guys get residency?
I went in Pennsylvania with the University of Pittsburgh, and I did general surgery residency there.
General surgery,
Yeah.
and then you?
I did bunch
PCC.
of programs. So I actually didn't match residency. So I applied. I didn't get in anywhere. And then there's this thing called a preliminary residency program, so there's two kinds of residency. There's one that's called Are you guys interested in this?
Very.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So there's categorical and preliminary. Categorical.
Are you interested in this?
Yeah, this is like our foreplay before we get into the juicy stuff.
I mean, I'm interested. You never know if comedy doesn't work out and it's not working out. I might go to medical school.
You'll get definitely. I'll write you a letter of recommendation. We got 2 letters of rec.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, hey, listen, your letter of recommendation started with my brother is to who sincerely your brother. No.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so categorical and preliminary. When you apply for residency, obviously you want a categorical spot because that means you have the guaranteed 3 to 5 years or whatever kind of residency. So general surgery,
It's 3 to 5?
general surgery is 5 years. Yeah. Internal medicine is 3 years.
It's the longest residency.
How long is medical school?
4.
More.
You guys are doing this shit for a decade before you
More than a decade.
Yeah, it's been a
before
long
you
time.
can even go into
Before
Oh
you
my
even make
goodness.
money.
Before you make money. So you live in poverty for about a decade and a half,
Yeah.
and then you start making money. That's another thing people don't know. They're like, oh, you're an MD. You're an MD for 7 years, but you're getting minimum wage,
It's
less than minimum wage, and
I
you're
thought
an MD.
I thought you were in high school.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Okay, so
How old were you guys when you finished school, with your schooling?
He can answer that. I can't reveal that.
I was 33 when I started making real money.
Wow.
And funny enough, when I got my first paycheck deposited, it was $20,000. My bank denied it.
that's
told me they're like,
crazy.
"You never had more than $20,000 in your bank account. Now you're getting one paycheck. That's $20,000." And then the
That's
clinic
amazing.
owner had to call and say like, "Yep, this is it."
That's amazing.
Wow. That's awesome.
Can you hear the clap? Because I can't.
Yeah.
One of the mics.
So yeah, we've been
So what did you get 20,000 for?
BBLs, loop jobs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's like legit-
Okay.
legitimate
So
work.
when do you? It is legitimate work.
I
sir.
literally start from the beginning though. So
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. I've done great deal of service to the US. So
I've seen it. So I follow them on social media. I hope you guys follow them. Dr. Level Up and then Dr. Brushes and Blades.
Yeah.
That's also the categories I search on Pornhub.
what do you find when you search?
It's the worst, bro. It's just execution videos.
Are you gaslighting me right now?
Do you guys do a hormone replacement?
Not in particular, but we can.
Oh, okay.
If you have a medical license, you can prescribe any medication. I mean, I'm interested in that kind of stuff, but I don't particularly prescribe it.
What's hormone replacement?
Well, as you get older, you lose testosterone, so they kind of replenish the testosterone.
We're gonna need that soon.
What's that word mean?
Testosterone?
Is that what Joe Rogan does?
Yeah. Everyone's on testosterone. Like, when you hear steroids, it's
Yeah.
the same as testosterone.
No, steroids makes you okay. I might be. I know it's steroids, and then you have like something blocker so your nipples don't get out of hand, and so you don't become a violent fucking animal or some shit. Correct?
Yeah.
There's steroids, and then there's things to offset the.
Yeah, anastrozole, that's estrogen blockers.
Yeah.
So when you have testosterone, that gets converted to estrogen in your body.
Yeah.
You have that medication that blocks that, so you won't get puffy nipples.
So what about?
What do you have against puffy nipples?
Actually, I'm a big fan of nipples, but not on me.
Sure.
There's a market for puffy nipples, I'm sure.
There's a market for everything. That's how I made my eggs. No, but what hormone replacement is that? HRT?
Yeah.
Hormone replacement.
HRT,
Okay.
yeah. But it's the same thing as steroids. Steroids, testosterone, it's all the same thing. When you see bodybuilders that are juicing, That's steroids, which is the same as testosterone.
I had no idea. Okay.
And it's funny enough because you see someone, they're like jacked to the gills and they're like, yeah, I'm on hormone replacement. Like I'm taking low doses, but bro, like you're taking super physiologic doses. And that's
so you can tell, you guys can tell that from looking.
I could tell, yeah. I mean,
so what are
if you see any guy in their mid 30s to 40s and they have an amazing physique, 99.9% of the time they're on steroids.
So, but what are other side effects? The ones that we know of so far is less hair. That's why we don't want to do it. I guess a big head, and then what else is there? Like some type like
it increases your muscle mass, increases your energy.
But it increases your muscle mass like automatically, or you have to work out for it.
You have to work out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get kind of chunky.
Okay, so it doesn't.
But the thing is, it gives you the motivation and energy, so you do.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
Because have you noticed, like, you're in your 30s, right? Like, you're more tired than
Very
usual.
tired.
Yeah,
very tired.
That's your T levels going down, probably.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dr. Level Up and Dr. Brushes and Blades.
Have you checked your chromosomes? Maybe
chromosome. My chromosome is XYZ.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm an XY and my parents are related. No, but is there a I think I have a high testosterone so far because I'm always in fights.
Probably.
Yeah.
So just don't take hormone replacement because you'll probably get into more fights.
I will probably get into more fights. But as a you guys are cosmetic surgeons, what would you recommend is for men the best time to take testosterone or hormone replacement, or is it for every man, or what man and when? Because we're interested.
I mean, theoretically, we're allowed to give medical advice, but we're not supposed to give medical advice unless we do like a full physical examination.
So they're
just as a disclaimer, that's like the asterisk. But like,
they're not giving medical advice. Recommendation, because he's asking, I'm asking.
Yeah. But typically, around late 30s to 40s is when I would recommend. You don't want to start too early too, because when you start taking testosterone, there's like this whole hormonal feedback loop, right? So your brain produces some hormones, so it goes to your adrenals and goes to your testicles, and then your testicles make the testosterone. So if you take exogenous testosterone, it like blocks those signals from your brain to produce those hormones. So, and then once you're off the testosterone, your body's not going to produce testosterone. So that's something you got to look into. And you don't want to do that early on, like in your 20s, because then if you're trying to have kids, you don't produce.
One question.
Go ahead.
What if you don't have testicles?
Then you gotta take testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't have testicles.
Both of them?
Yeah, I was born a woman. No, but what is this? Is this a rumor that guys who take testosterone and then have kids, they all tend to have girls?
No. That has no relation.
So.
No relation? Because I know 4 guys, testosterone, steroids, they all had kids. All of them, from 4 guys, total of 7, 8 kids, all girls.
Maybe they're driving their wives crazy. There's an old wives' tale that says if the woman is stressed out when she gets pregnant, she's going to have a girl. So maybe he's too aggressive.
Is that Dutch? Is that Dutch wives' tale?
No, I don't think so.
Is that like American?
I think it's like Indian, maybe.
Indian?
Yeah.
Shout out to like what kind of Indian? Like India?
I'm half Indian from India. Yeah.
Like and
like Kamala.
Oh, shout out to
is she black or Indian? I'm confused now.
So the black community. I'm very big in the black community.
I guess she was Indian from Jamaica, because in Jamaica there's a lot of Indians.
She's half Jamaican, half Indian, but she's actually her genetic. She's related to a slave owner, an Irish slave owner.
Oh no!
Yeah, and her Jamaican dad actually disowned her because she would make fun of the African American community when she was growing up.
Oh my gosh.
So more reason to vote for her.
Yeah. She definitely has my vote now. I'm gonna vote for her twice.
You wanna closer to the mic?
I'm gonna vote for her twice.
Where did you guys meet?
My illegal name.
That's a good question. I forgot.
Where did you guys meet?
Jamaica.
So we did fellowship with the same surgeon, Dr. Magic Mike.
Shout out to Dr.
Wait,
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike?
Yeah.
What do you guys do? You guys did a fellowship at a strip
Magic
club?
Mike.
Well, when you ask him,
Hey, what's your name? I'm also a doctor. Just everyone.
well, when you ask him, Magic
Welcome
Mike,
to Miami.
Yeah. Magic Mike was never
Everyone's
confident.
naked at the medical school,
Yeah.
but they're wearing face masks. Sorry.
What's wrong with face mask?
Okay, so but Doctor, first of all, I can't get over Dr. Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Mike Rodriguez, that's his real name. But for social media, you gotta have a cool name.
Yeah, but
You
still,
got Dr.
that's,
Miami's, you got
is he Cubanos?
he's Cubano.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Cubans are cool.
Awesome.
Cubans are a lot like Armenians, let me tell you. Except they speak Spanish and we speak Armenian. But
Yeah.
the same exact people, like the way they talk.
Would you say
Kill me?
Exactly.
so? Do they get along? Because there's not a lot of Armenians in Miami. First of all, you guys are in Miami. You guys are cosmetic surgeons in Miami. Don't think there's a better place to be a cosmetic surgeon than Miami.
It's the Mecca.
It's the Mecca,
Yeah.
right? And how do you guys go from? Actually, first of all, how did you guys meet? Magic Mike.
Yeah, so I did fellowship 2 years ago. I finished 2 years ago, and she was a fellow. She just graduated last
July?
month, actually. So
Or June 30th.
Yeah.
What does fellowship mean? Some of us
That's
who haven't
like-
gone to medical school.
After you do your residency, the 5 years of residency, you specialize even more
Oh
and you
my
do a
goodness.
fellowship. Yeah. So any
What is a fellowship? You just
You-
hold hands with the patients?
No, you basically focus on that specialty for however long that training program is.
What's
that
the
fellowship
specialty?
is. So for us, it's cosmetic. So for a full
Okay.
year, all we did is cosmetic surgery. But we're general surgeons, so that means like we know everything. I mean, we've operated on lungs, guts, pancreas, spleen. Like we've operated everywhere, and that's something people don't know. They're like, oh well,
Sorry, photos, man.
yeah, but
You want to? We would love to see the photos. You want to do photos for Patreon? We still have to close the Patreon. So one important
You
question.
want to see my X-ray?
Can you send that to me? I need to send that to the doctor I'm talking to.
I can.
So I know you guys said you guys are general doctors and you guys are cosmetic surgeons.
Yes.
And you guys have worked on every part of a person's body.
yes,
So general surgery, I call them like the gatekeepers of the hospital because we do mostly everything like trauma. If you see trauma surgery, like people coming with gunshots, that's all general surgery. So emergency physicians
Yeah.
get all the cool name over emergency doctors, but when traumas come in, like trauma patients, gunshots, motor vehicle accident, that's all general surgery that handles all that. Anything in the abdomen, intestines,
Yeah.
we take care of all that stuff, like abdominal cancers, colon cancers. That's all under the umbrella of general surgery. So that's what we did before. And then as for fellowship, 1 year extra training, we did the cosmetic surgery.
So you guys okay. So I have a question for you. It's a difficult question because I know you guys
Okay.
are general surgeons and then you guys have operated on everything and everyone. And in addition to that, you are cosmetic surgeons. Here's a very difficult question. I know you guys might not be able to have an answer. What is a woman?
You didn't see that documentary?
Yeah, I told you they're not going to be. They don't know what a woman is. They're general surgeons and cosmetic surgeons.
medically speaking.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Would you say that is crazy that they have?
So I was confused about that for a very long time. There is this one super liberal girl in my residency, and every time they would talk about this gender and sex, I'm like, dude, I don't get this. So when a patient comes
Wait, they would talk about gender and sex in your fucking residency?
So let me explain. So
I'm angry, Eric.
don't calm down. It's okay.
He went.
So when a patient comes in, the way we present patients, you say their age, you say their sex or gender or whatever, and you say what the problem is. Like, for example,
But there's only two genders.
I agree. So 45, like for example, you say 45-year-old female presents with 2-day history of abdominal pain, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when people are talking about gender, sex, I'm like, well, what are you guys trying to say? And they're like, oh, it's a social construct. So I'm like, please explain. What does that mean to me?
This is in residency.
This is in residency. This is what.
How are they allowed to do this in residency?
They are.
Wow.
But not everyone thinks this way too. It's just crazy because they're trying to like infiltrate that into the education field. And when I first started residency, it wasn't even like this. The last 2-3 years of my residency where it was getting more prominent, they're trying to be more, I guess, socially cognizant or be more acceptive of different genders. But I'm like, dude, when patients come in, age, sex, and the problem, that's how you present. You don't say, oh, it's a 45-year-old cat or fox presents with abdominal pain, you know?
So there is 100% correlation with sex and gender. That is completely the same thing.
I think so. I mean, I still couldn't understand that lady's explanation.
But did anyone? I mean, isn't that right? My mom was a doctor. My grandma was a doctor in Russia. Like sex and gender are the same exact thing. There is no fluidity of anything. Yeah. You can tell someone by their.
When someone's on the operating table, there's no fluidity.
That's a good clip.
Yeah.
When someone is on the operating table, but just to make it, since we have all these things going on with the Olympics. You know.
And let me tell you, when there's life and death situation, like a trauma patient comes in, for example, we've had trans patients come in as trauma patients, stabbed or whatever. All that gender stuff just flies out the window.
Damn. They all are men, right?
They talk with a badly voice, I guess.
Yeah. But so,
but let me tell you that when shit's getting serious, it's life and death, you know, all that social bullshit, it goes out the window. It's like life or death. This is what we got to do to save their life. And the patients, I mean, if they're unconscious, they can't really talk about their fluidity or whatever, or they're like in distress and you're trying to help them out and they're not thinking about their gender.
Well, I mean, and not even life and death, but just, you know, do no harm. When they're on the operating room table and you're working around the bowels, like you want to be cognizant, like, is there a uterus there? Are there ovaries that I have to be careful that, you know, are not injured? So it's very scientific. It's very biological. Like if this is a biological female, I need to be cognizant that there is a fallopian tube, that I need to make sure there's no injury, and I'm inspecting that and I'm repairing that. So that's how I think of it.
So you're basically a transphobe. You guys are not allies.
Bro, no.
Imagine. Yeah, I know. It's insane. It is insane.
Yeah. I get it. Some people, they don't feel comfortable in their bodies. But I'm sorry for that, but you shouldn't put that on us.
You can tell by the pelvis if it's a man or a woman, correct?
More or less. Yeah, there's...
I mean, if it's like a cadaver, you can tell by the pelvis.
I mean, if you see it...
Well, yeah, I mean...
You can see the organs there, I mean...
If you can't see the organs, so
yeah.
Yes, the pelvis, the bony structure of a male pelvis and a female pelvis is different.
That's it.
Yes.
He just showed us his pelvis.
No, but, I mean, you know, we have...
Want to see my pelvis?
The Pelvis Podcast. No, I am in, not only do I 100% agree with you, I honor the fact that you guys are
but
not.
I have trans patients now, and it's, I mean.
What do you mean trans patients?
Trans male to female, so they have male organs, but
or vice versa.
They want to be females. I mean, if they want me to do surgery, I'll give them a breast augmentation. I've done quite a few times, and sometimes you can't even tell from far away, which is kind of scary. But
you can't tell they're from their breasts. What about their beard?
Well, some of them do laser. Dude, I can show you some of my patients from far away. You're like, oh, wow.
You sent me a couple. I was like, hey, brother, I can't masturbate to all of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Where's the alcohol? Can we pour some more?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
bottom line is we're not going to refuse if they want a BBL, that's just like liposuction. I mean, sure, I'll do it.
Thank you.
You could identify as whatever you want.
Can I identify as
Yes.
Alla Pugacheva?
Milionário Rose.
Oh,
Identify as Alla
that's for
Pugacheva.
Russian, Soviet, Armenian. Okay, so you guys said, okay. I want to ask you because the Olympics are happening now. There are multiple men competing in the women's category who have tested as XY chromosomes.
Yeah.
Before that, we want to know how you guys met. How does a half Dutch, half Indian girl from Los Angeles, SoCal?
Yeah.
So do you want to say from where?
Yeah, I'm from Diamond Bar.
Diamond Bar.
Shout out to Diamond.
In the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
Cucamonga.
You're a little far.
What are you guys known for?
You really from Rancho?
Diamond Bar? Our high
cool.
test scores,
Yeah, it
our
is.
good high schools.
Yeah.
Really?
For real. And Asian
Diamond
food.
Bar? I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Let me tell you, my high school, like, you were not cool unless you were in, like, the AP class.
Wow.
Is that the Armenian gang class?
No, that's the advanced placement class.
Advanced placement.
Okay?
So we know where Dr. JoJo's from. Dr. JoJo's from
Yeah.
Glendale, Burbank, 818 area. Shout out.
My 818 numbers.
You
That's
do.
crazy, bro. So,
How long you guys been in Miami?
3 years for me,
A year.
1 year for her.
But I did part of my med school in Miami, so. Like, after we were in the Netherlands Antilles, I went and I did all my rotations with Jackson and U of M. And then I did that. That was a while. Yeah, that was a while ago. And then I spent 5 years up in Pennsylvania, and I was like, nope, gotta go back to Miami.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Doctor, can you move your mic somewhere else?
Oh, sure.
No, just because it's the wires.
Oh, let me.
May on the it's because it's the wires hit that gets
Alright.
it and you hear it.
There we go.
I
Yeah,
must.
perfect. Thank you.
Better.
Thank you.
I've been doing creatine for maybe 3 weeks, and I stopped after 2 weeks. This is the biggest I've ever been.
Creatine's good for you. Not just for your muscles, but there's studies that show it's good for like your brain, your cognitive functioning.
I would beg to differ because I'm getting cramps that are so painful out of
Are
nowhere.
you drinking enough water?
Yeah.
I'm drinking so much water, but it might not be enough. But I'm drinking a lot of
Are you
water.
taking vitamins, minerals,
Absolutely not.
zinc, magnesium?
I don't even know what they are, brother.
He's vaping. Does that help?
So, How-
Wait, so yeah, how did we meet?
how did you guys meet?
So we were at a rep dinner. The perks of being a surgeon is you have all these product reps, these device companies, they take you out to dinners for using their products. And
Where are you now? We like
in Miami.
details.
We're in Miami.
Both of you are in Miami.
We're in Miami. I'm done. I'm practicing already.
Okay.
And this was last year September or so. And she had just started her fellowship with Dr. Magic Mike.
Yeah.
And then
So does Magic Mike sleep with everyone, including the guys?
you got to ask him. That.
Yeah, okay.
No, he's cool.
No.
He's one of us. He's a cool guy.
He's a good guy.
He's cool.
Okay, so she's on a fellowship. You're already
Yeah,
practicing.
and then, they invited all of us. So Mike's team was there. My team was there. All our assistants. And then he brings his fellows too because it's educational. They talk about some new developments with the products, whether it's FDA approved or all that kind of talk. Anyways, I was sitting there and then she kind of caught my eye, and I guess I caught her eye. But I was refusing to talk to her because you know how girls are. You
Be honest. You know I caught your eye because you... Keep going.
yeah. Well, she was really good. She's
What were you guys wearing? How did who
I
caught
was wearing jeans, short sleeve button down, which is what I wear most days. And
Is that a regular thing for Miami? Because
I'm all Miami right now. Yeah, it's like cool polos or like button down short sleeve,
Yeah.
Scarface style. Speaking of which, the
pointy shows, Armo pointy shows.
Hell no, T-Top-Net? No way.
No way.
You wear T-Top-Net? Bro,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's in Miami. I don't know.
No,
Pointy.
no.
What do you wear?
Like loafers?
Loafers?
Louis V,
Yeah.
Jordans, you know? normal
Okay.
stuff.
All right. Jordans.
I bought these new slip-on Jordans. Bro, they're so sick.
It's all about the slip-ons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some slides.
They're called mules.
Yeah,
It looks like a Jordan from the. It's like a mullet of shoes.
Oh, tight.
You know? It's like Jordans in the front, like
yeah.
on the back it's all.
Party in the back. Yeah.
Okay, so that caught her eye.
Yeah, and then a few more people came. There's no room, so I'm like, all right, fine. Let me just go sit in front of her, I guess.
Oh, really? This is his version of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We go, and then obviously I'm not trying to talk because when you talk to girls,
obviously.
They'll get the wrong idea, or then they're not gonna want to talk to you. Hasn't happened to you? Like you try to hit up a girl and then you chase them too much, they lose interest.
Usually when I chase a girl, she falls on the ground and calls the cops. And then it becomes a whole legal
I told
situation.
you can't chase them with a knife in your ass.
So
So he already had his seat. I was like 45 minutes late for this dinner.
Sorry, before how did Armenians say? Let me cut your word with sugar.
yeah.
It doesn't translate. It's
Ah.
so. Is it okay to shit where you eat? Are you okay to like when comedy and show business? You never
shit what you eat, but the thing is,
Or you
never don't.
do people date
Don't
in
eat
that,
shit.
in that industry?
Well, we were not working together, so
Yeah.
she was part of Mike's team, and I have my own team. We just happen to work at the same clinic. So the clinic,
But not even
has
the same
lunches-
clinic.
Yeah,
So it's not a big deal.
No,
There's no like
we're not working
cosmetic
together.
culture where everyone's like, oh, you know everyone. Because in comedy, it's a small world. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew him only because his previous mentor was now mine.
Okay,
And
So
that's
it's just
talk
through,
so
yeah.
highly of me because I'm so good at what I do.
You
Be
are.
honest.
You
be
are.
honest. Yeah.
Yes.
okay.
But
So
in any case, and then some question came up that she needed answers to, and then Mike's like, "Hey, why don't you just?"
This is like a month later.
Why don't you? And yeah,
a month after the.
yeah, and then
But you didn't finish the
Let's
dinner
talk about the
story.
initial.
she
Can we talk
slides
about the
into my
initial?
DMs,
Yeah, let's finish the initial story.
questions.
I love
about
stuff like this.
Surgery stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, she knows what she's doing. I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot.
Hey, what's a scalpel?
No,
What's a blade?
the real
That's
story.
my Instagram name. Brushes and blades. You don't know what a blade is?
The
This is-
real
this is
story.
adorable.
This guy was. I'm 45 minutes late to dinner. Right? I'm just late. I'm always late. I'm sorry.
Is it on purpose?
No. I try not to be late, but it happens.
Yeah.
So everyone's already at the dinner. Everyone's already seated. He's sitting in the middle of the table. His sister is with him. He's like talking, whatever. And I walk past the table, and everyone introduces themselves, whatever. And I walk past him, and the only spot left is at the way end of the table, which is like, and he's here, so I'm like way on the opposite end.
She loves he said and
And I'm like, all right, I'll sit at the end, whatever. And his
Can we ask
sister,
what she was wearing?
it was very nice.
do you remember?
She was like, I was wearing Jordans and
It's a dress.
jeans, scrubs.
You were wearing that blue dress on our first date.
I was.
Let's see. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But on our first date,
No. Let's not before we get
So
to the
I
first
walk
date.
past him, and his sister tells me this later, that as soon as I walk past him, he turns to his sister and goes, oh my God, she's so hot. Isn't she hot?
she's beautiful. The thing is, she's a female surgeon that's good looking. You don't
Wait,
get
you're
those
female?
XX chromosomes.
Yeah.
It's in there too. But you don't get those 3 in one. Good
Really?
looking, female, and a surgeon. Because I'm in trouble for this.
Why would you get in trouble for this?
Well, yeah, I'm not in residency anymore, so I can't get in trouble.
No.
Like that. But dude, usually
Female surgeons, they're fat and ugly.
You said it, not me.
And Filipino.
No, not really.
No.
But they have terrible personalities, man. They're just, I mean, I get it. They're in a predominantly male industry, and they're always trying to prove
Which is every industry that works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're trying to prove a point. I get it, but they're just overcompensating with their personality. It's
Yeah.
just overwhelming. And guys, we're chill for
It must be hard, huh?
It's
It must be hard
it's tough.
being surrounded by a lot of ugly women. That's how it is in
One of my
comedy.
most hated things was in residency. So every week we would have this education thing, and then they would talk about what problems are you having, and then there's this always 2 overweight surgeons, female,
Yeah.
that always complain, oh,
When's lunch?
that's too.
Sorry.
I'm sick and tired of being called a nurse. I worked this hard to be a surgeon. This patient called me a nurse. I'm like, dude, it's not that big a deal. There's kids in Africa that haven't ate food for weeks. What do they complain about?
Yeah.
You're complaining about someone mislabeled you or mislabeled you as a nurse. Big deal, dude. Like, I got mistaken for a janitor once. So I was literally walking.
Yeah, because you were in the girls' bathroom. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. It was,
So what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm the janitor.
It was a lady. It was a lady that was like, the bathroom needs more toilet paper. I'm like, what? Sure, what do you want me to do? I have to go to the surgery right now.
You can't see my golf shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
The janitors wore scrubs too, so that's why I guess they come say, I didn't get offended. Who cares? You call me a janitor.
Yeah.
I laughed it off. Oh, they call me a nurse. How dare they? Like,
Yeah.
big deal. Move on. It's like those kind of bullshit stuff that they make a big deal out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I got in trouble for calling that bullshit out.
what do you mean how did you get in trouble? They took your coat away?
And then, no. You just go to the principal.
Give me your, what's the thing you guys have around?
office. And then,
The stethoscope?
yeah, you go to the principal's office, the program director.
They just take one of the ear things off.
Imagine.
Now you suffer.
But if they take two of them,
You use dull scissors now. No more sharp scissors.
how do they punish you?
Or they call you to the program director's office and he talks to you, hey, you gotta be more cognizant, you can't say this kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, this is bullshit. Like,
Brother, you're like, brother, I'm a doctor.
yeah. People are dying. This guy's complaining about being called a nurse. Big deal. Like, move on. Like, it's
even in the medical field, bro.
dude, it's bad. This past 3-4 years, the last 2 years of my residency especially, it's been terrible. Dude, I got called to the program director's office for talking.
Whose office?
A program director. So we have a program director.
Is that the principal of the
That's
medical
the
school?
principal of residencies. They're the one that hires the residents, manages all the residents. Bro, I got called for talking in a Japanese accent while ordering sushi for my entire team.
Let's hear it. How'd you do it?
Dude,
How are you? I want to hear it.
How'd you do it?
So it was night float. As a 4th-year resident on night float, nighttime, you're the chief. You're running all the surgery department.
Did you do something to your eyes?
What?
Like make it smaller?
No, bro, but so we have the medical students, we have all the residents, and the med students are so terrible nowadays. They don't want to work. They're always over their duty hours. So
Oh my God, that's scary.
Dude, the next generation of med students are going to be, so the next 10 years, don't go to those doctors because
Yeah, I'll try not to get sick, boss. Thanks.
try not to get sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try not to get.
In any case, I'm like, all right, what do you guys want for dinner or lunch? It's night float. It's like 10 p.m.
And you're paying for these
I'm
people.
paying
Like
for
being a
everything.
nice guy,
I'm
getting
paying for
sushi
everything.
for the other
So I have the
residents.
menu
Like,
up, and I'm
Just making
saying,
me angry, bro.
sushi nigore your, just saying.
How did you say?
Sushi nigore. It's pretty good.
It's very good.
It's pretty good. I'm trying to be racially sensitive.
Yeah, but you're being authentic.
Very
You're
authentic.
giving that culture business.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Anyways, 2 weeks later, I got called into the principal's office.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, because they got to file a complaint into some office, and the office sent a letter to the program director. And the program director, by the way, he was back then super cool guy, conservative. He's like one of the boys. He called.
Let me guess, was he Jewish?
No, he's not Jewish.
Okay. Where was he?
I'm not gonna say it because it's
Okay, yeah.
He calls.
He's from Zimbabwe, we know.
He's from Zimbabwe, exactly. He prints out the letter and is reading to me. It came to our notice that Dr. Tatarian was trying to order food for the night float team, and one of the and now it's the student's complaint.
Do you know who it was? Do you have an idea?
I know exactly who the
Was it a girl?
She was a girl from Kamala Harris's country.
Jamaican whore? Indian?
She had braids, dreadlock.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Okay,
So-
go ahead.
The letter wrote, although I wasn't personally offended by his Japanese remarks, I could see why other people may be offended. I'm like, you motherfucker. You're getting offended on other people's behalf.
That's
yet
a
you're
white
still
girl tendency.
eating the sushi that I bought you. Like,
That's
are you
a-
kidding me?
Wow.
And the kicker, it was on our education day. So once week when you had that education day, they ordered food for us. And that day they had ordered Chinese food. And my brother was Chinese guy.
And you're who?
the program director who was Chinese.
Yeah.
So as I'm eating the Chinese food in his office, he's reading that saying, "Oh, he was talking in Japanese accent." So I just spit my orange chicken out. And start cracking up.
Yeah. And then the Chinese guy was laughing
Because the Chinese hate the Japanese and vice versa.
Yeah.
He loves the Japanese, but
Why? They did so much weird
But he
things.
wasn't all that serious,
Yeah,
right?
it was just so ridiculous that he's like, "Jojo, not again, man. Just stop. Just don't talk. Don't make any jokes. Like,
That's
just
crazy.
please stop."
Shout out to him, man. Shout out.
No, he's an awesome guy. He's a great guy. I'm still in touch with him, but that's the kind of bullshit that you have to deal with.
Of course, bro.
Bro, big deal. I said something in an authentic Japanese accent.
Oh, did he also buy you guys food and fucking
How do you say cheers in Japanese?
Gonpai?
Kumpai.
Oh yeah, you're
There you
right.
go.
gombye?
Our sushi chef taught us
That's
that.
racist, bro.
You gotta do it with that accent though.
Gonpai.
Kumpai.
You have to bow after. No, that's Japanese. Tanoshinde. That's how you say it in thank you.
Arigato.
Arigato. But Tanoshinde is come again or have a good day. One of those.
Arigato, motherfuckers.
Actually, we still don't know how the fuck you guys met. But before,
Oh yeah. The story
Tinder.
that
It was
never
Tinder.
gets to the end.
oh man, I fucking we got stories. Do you remember the party line?
No.
You don't remember? You're young.
That's some 90s shit.
You remember the party line?
Yeah, but I was young.
Everybody was young. What the fuck?
I remember the rejection number.
Yeah, rejection number was a little after. You don't remember the party line? Oh, you're younger. How old are you?
35.
Do you remember Hot or Not?
No.
The website?
Yeah, I remember. Okay. I was gonna say, well, this is more of a fucking. So there's like this big pops.
I got in trouble for wearing too much cologne.
The crescent smelly.
hilarious.
That is
Scenting.
That's
the
hilarious.
most stereotypical, accurate, and racist thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, man.
We have Dr. Jojo Tatarian, an immigrant from. Are you
Born in
USSR?
the States.
You're born in the fucking States. You
Burbank.
fucking sell out.
I'm just
Imagine how we just turned on each other. You're born here, you fucking
Rancho Cucamonga.
Richard.
He's American as apple pie.
American has too much cologne. Wait a second.
Who told you? The director or whatever?
the same channel.
She's a hater.
Wait, same fucking bitch?
No, I don't know. I don't know who.
You don't know who this person is.
I don't know.
But they walk past
the
by
thing
you
is, it's like anonymous reporting. So you
and they're like,
report-
wow, too much Fahrenheit.
Yeah. That was a good cologne though.
That was a good one. What is that what you were wearing?
No, Creed, Melissa, me, and Perry.
Fucking almost.
That's a good one though.
Bro,
Yeah.
I went to Louis Vuitton Imagination, the best scent in the world.
yeah, I'm sorry, not a lot of people can afford that. But also Creed, I got into an argument with my younger brother yesterday because he wore Creed. I was like, bro, stop wearing that shit, brother.
But which one though? There's a bunch of Creeds.
The
I hate the Aventus. Every Arnold and their mom wears Aventus. You like Aventus?
he said, I hate it, bro. Me and my mom were like, what the fuck is he wearing? Because I got him the
Rose?
which one?
Rose? You're
Bro,
talking to Rose?
my mom is Alva. It translates to Rose. Yeah, so I'm not gonna fucking. So I got him like this fucking Japanese cologne and YSL and some like $200-$300 shit, and he motherfucker still goes to Creed. I'm like, brother, why? He's like, bro, I go these fucking. Anyway, that's crazy that they complain.
Too much cologne. Like, so do I do 2 sprays now instead of 4? But in their defense, I wear a lot of cologne.
Just to recap.
It's what God.
They complained to an Armenian American medical school student for wearing too much cologne.
Bunch of haters.
I was in residency.
That was in a residency. That is insane, bro. That is.
Yeah, man.
So when do you guys meet? When do you guys meet? Like, oh, you're a plastic cosmetic surgeon. I'm a cosmetic surgeon.
Yeah. So then after he saw me, he got up, moved his seat, sat right across from me.
Fucking gentleman right there. That's the 818 for you.
Yep.
Just to make sure no one else talks to her.
Then we exchanged numbers and he never messaged me. And then a month goes by.
Wait. That's on behalf of all the men that can do that.
Yeah.
That's
a great move.
That's
Fuck yeah.
I had my first share of experience, so I learned the game pretty well.
Yeah.
So he did it
now.
So-
You guys are in a garage in East LA.
Yeah.
Doing goodbye.
Now you completely taken my heart. So good for
Yeah.
you.
That's beautiful.
Likewise.
I don't like saying lovey-dovey shit, but I like her a lot.
That's beautiful. That's the most romantic thing in our meeting we'll ever say.
When'd you guys get married?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, you're not married yet?
The ring is still being fabricated
Oh.
in Belgium.
So you guys are that mature of a couple where you guys already have said you don't have to. Has he proposed?
He hasn't, but
He
I'm
hasn't.
not gonna do that. I told him I'm not gonna do that one knee stuff. That's not my style, man. I'll give you the world, but I'm not gonna do that one knee fake bullshit. Like, I'm not a showman like that. Like,
That's the most.
do you like that proposal stuff? Like going on one knee?
No, brother. I only date married women.
It's even better. You still on two.
But that is the most like immigrant. Even though you're born here, that is the most accurate. People say toxic. You already know you're his one. You already know you're her one. And there is no, I'm going to surprise you and all that. It's like, hey,
It's all for show, for social media. Like, I don't need anyone to know how I propose, what I propose.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna get married,
and
that's it.
right, like for us,
That's
I
how
mean,
my dad did it too. My dad was so gangster. He
Yeah.
literally went on one date with my mom. 6 months later, went to a jewelry store, bought a ring, put it on her finger.
and he ignored it for 6 months and then he bought the ring. He's like him. He's like, hey, I'm going to sit next to you. But
He's the original gangster. Fucking 6 months.
6 months later, they got married.
Your mom was like, there was nothing for 6 months, and he came with a ring and a horse and an accordion player.
Yeah.
Bucket of olives.
That's dope.
This was in Yerevan, Armenia.
No, LA.
God damn, but you guys are fucking like.
My parents came in the 70s.
Wait, they were born. Okay,
They
so
were born in Armenia. They came in the 70s.
How? How are they even allowed to come to America?
I have no idea.
They knew, bro. No one was allowed to leave the USSR, boss.
They left. They went to Italy for a few months.
Oh, okay.
And then from Italy,
So
they came to
they
the US.
truly escaped.
They escaped.
God damn.
Dude, the stories they tell me, people should thank God they live in the US. I don't know how all these people complain about the US being a bad place.
Yeah.
Dude, try to stand in line for hours to get a loaf of bread. That's what they did in the Soviet Union. And you see all these dumbasses.
We did that shit, brother, and I was like fucking 5.
First-hand experience. There you go. And then you see all these ungrateful assholes in the US saying how terrible of a place America is. Like, give me a
You're
break.
just racist when you say that. That's why.
Sure.
They're gonna be like, yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about. There was no diapers when my mom was like, it's insane. Every time these liberals, they go, I'm socialist, I'm communist. You're like, you know what happens to people like my uncle told me how he would when the ruble fell.
Yeah.
So he was like, we would just go into people's houses, whoever were the weak ones in the neighborhood, we would just like go into their houses and take everything that they had. There was nothing they could do. There's nothing. It's
true Darwinism right there. Over here, it's like everyone's so sheltered, so protected that they don't see that lawlessness that existed in those kind of countries.
Bro, it's like you have pronouns. You're vegan,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I'm a socialist. Do you know what happens to socialists when they're like, okay, hey guys, what everyone has, it's for everyone. Guess what? Whatever you have is mine, or whatever I have is yours, and we have to fight for it. Guess who wins? The most violent ones.
Yeah.
Not the ones who are like, hey guys, he did a Japanese accent while getting a sushi and paying for all of our meals. This guy's gonna fucking murder your family.
Yeah. But the thing is, those kind of people, when they get into the real world and they realize how tough the real world is, they're not going to survive. They're not going to make it. And those are the guys that get into depression and suicidal thoughts and stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of those
We're
people
just breeding a culture of weak ass.
But a lot of those people they come from wealthy families, so their real world is a place of some type of authority. They're like teachers, or they go to graduate school, so they keep telling these, the next generation, you have this, you have that. You're like, what are you talking about? This is insane.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the thing. When someone hasn't experienced hardship in life, they don't know like the true value of freedom or working hard to reach a certain goal. If you've been handed everything in your life, you're gonna be mentally screwed up. That's what I think.
that is a terrific thing to drink for right now.
Are your parents doctors?
Hell no, my parents were graduated. They actually, my dad came to this country.
No.
He worked since he was a teenager to support his family. They didn't have that.
This is to our parents. My I didn't have the best dad, but that's empty, brother. Here, get this.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I'll drink it. We gotta get you one.
No, well, if you can pour that to me, pour that for me. But the
No, I mean that's awesome. I mean, a lot of people from the Soviet Union.
But he's not from the Soviet Union. But
I was raised Soviet.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you look like
I got beat up. I got disciplined growing up.
No, I know, but like just from your entire disposition, you look like you're not even a citizen.
Yeah.
You look like you've been living in America for 4 years.
Another funny story in residency, speaking of being a citizen, our department chair is the head honcho of surgery. All the surgery departments, this guy's the main.
Was he a Jew?
No, just a white male.
God damn.
Very nice guy, Harvard trained, awesome guy. And during residency, I was quiet. I was like putting my head down, just doing my shit, getting my work done. Because it was really hard for me to get into residency. We didn't finish talking about this, but like I never placed into residency. So I applied. I never got in. I had to apply again the next year. I didn't get in. Dude, I did some crazy shit to get interviews too. Sorry for saying this. I've been hooked up with a girl on Bumble who was a program coordinator at a program just to get an interview for a residency program. That's the kind of shit I did to try to be successful.
So at what point were you like, hey...
there was no giving up for me. There was no point. That
No, but
like,
first of all, that's insane.
I would be a surgeon. So
at what point were you like, having sex with them, you're like, can I get an interview? I'm about to come, can I get an interview? I'm interested in your medical program. I'm about to come.
I was waiting until she was going to finish, and she was saying, yes. So strategically, I asked right before, can I get an interview? She said, yes. Like, yes.
Yes. And then you call your dad.
Sorry, baby.
Bob, I'm going to medical school. Count.
Bob, I did it. He's like, it worked? I'm like, yes.
Because that's how we got into this country, son.
No, but then a spot opened up in New Mexico. I did my last
and you were in that spot.
Well, my best friend from med school, he's actually a Jewish guy. I was his best man at his wedding. He's my brother.
Yeah.
One of their residents had quit, so a spot had opened up, so they gave me that spot. So I did my first 2 prelim years, and I got a 3rd-year categorical spot, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, you have better chance of winning the lottery than that happening. So
shit.
Yeah. My last 3 years, I finished in New Mexico. And then...
New Mexico's dope. Did you like it?
Awesome. I loved it.
They have a good meth.
They have the best meth. What you talking about? We saw those patients all the time.
Yeah.
Did you go to White Sands?
Yeah.
So
we do a rotation where White Sands is located. I forgot, what was that city called, man?
Las Cruces?
I have no idea.
It's further.
Oh, right. That's right. It's further north.
South, actually, I think. Further south. But yeah, White Sands, dude. It's like you're in the middle of
Albuquerque.
The beach. Yeah, beach, but no water.
Yeah.
That's how White Sands is.
That's wild, dude.
That's crazy.
I think they shot one of the Star Wars there.
Probably.
Yeah. They made it look like, it looks like another planet.
Yeah. It looks like you're in the beach, but no water.
Yeah.
But New Mexico's beautiful, man.
It is.
Like mountains.
Yeah.
You hike like a mile and there's a natural jacuzzi in the middle of the mountains. It's, all these hot springs. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
But the people are kind of weird. It's a meth capital of the world. Lots of cartel activity. But back to the immigrant story. So I was always quiet in residency too, like putting my head down, working hard. And I busted my ass all throughout residency too. I got like the highest scores. Every year we had an exam. I got the highest score in my 3rd year in the entire program. Even the 5th-year residents who are supposed to be almost graduating, I got a higher score than all of them too. But before that, I was always quiet. And then the program chair, the head guy, he's like, man, I don't know what's wrong with Jojo. I feel like it's the language barrier. Like, he just doesn't get it or something. And then, because I was quiet, I wasn't really talking much. And then the program director, the Chinese guy, is like, oh, no, he gets it. He's just not like very vocal like these other guys. But he really gets it. He's born in Burbank. He knows the language.
St. Joseph's?
I was born in St. Joseph, actually.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And I went to Providence High School right next to St. Joseph.
Yeah, I dated a couple of girls from there.
Did you not?
Yeah, one of them a doctor, and then the other one was a technician, some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start dating,
Yeah.
and how much of a culture shock is it?
For dating in Armenian?
Yeah.
Actually not that much. Like, there are a lot of similarities between the Indian culture and the Armenian culture, number one.
So you're like really on the Indian side.
Well, I mean, yes and no, but I think a lot of it too is my personality. Like, I'm very traditional. I'm very conservative.
But you never get what women surgeon too.
She never what?
You don't get this with women surgeon being traditional, like knowing the gender roles, like, men have a place in a relationship.
That is really depressing, man. That is, it's saying that this is like, so that means most of these women surgeons are just not in the.
Dude, they're like alpha males, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, like in my training, I felt like an outcast because a lot of my other co-residents were very feminist. And I get a lot of backlash saying this because they're like, you're a female surgeon. How are you not a feminist? I'm like, I'm not a feminist. Like, I support educating yourself as a woman and getting a career and having the ability to be on your own if you need it. But at the end of the day, like, I'm very traditional in our home. Like, he's the leader in our relationship. He's the leader outside in the hospital. Like, yes, I'm going to make the decisions. Like, in the OR, I'm going to make the decisions. I'm going to tell you how it is. But when I come home, like, it's his home and I'm there to support him. And that's.
Can I cry?
And that's why I'm with her.
That's why she's
I didn't have a girlfriend for the longest time.
This is to you guys. This is to. I mean, that's the most accurate. That's the most because that's how it should be.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't be happier.
No one says she can't be, but whenever you guys are together, you're not going to be opening the door for him.
Right.
Like, you're not going to be like. There's a certain thing where you're like
the door.
Like, that's insane, bro.
During residency in New Mexico.
Oh yeah,
I left the door. I opened the door for this blue-haired lady. You could guess what her political affiliation was, probably.
Yeah.
Dude, she yelled at me. She's like, "Why are you opening the door for me? I could open it for myself." I'm like, dude, you could have been like a 5-year-old kid, or you could have been a grandma. It doesn't matter. I'm opening the door because that's how I was raised. Like, I open the door for anyone that's walking behind me. It's not like that Larry David episode where you just like, but it's like, dude, it's just common decency. Like, you go through the door, someone's passing by, you leave it open. Like, I don't care you have purple hair, pink hair. I'm just being a normal human being. And now you're yelling at me because I opened the door for you. Fuck you, dude.
That is fuck you, dude. That is insane that I'm hearing this for the first time, that it's in the people who are in charge of our physical well-being. Like, I get it. You're in the social sciences. You're in the, communication or show business or marketing. But you're literally, it's a vagina, it's a penis, it's a blood vessel, it's testes, it's fucking
you're making me hungry. What are you talking about?
No, but actually, to a good segue to what's going on, feminism was started it was a CIA psyop. Are we aware of that? Do you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
So feminism was Gloria Steinem and all these feminists. They were started by the CIA to disrupt the family household, to promote females working, to has this independent identity, to cause a more economic output.
Yeah.
That's when the corporations were starting, but they always prevented these very vocal feminists from commenting on classism. So they never said, oh, it's about people who have and people who don't have. It's it's between men and women. So they disrupt the family household. They break the family household. So there's two, basically, each household goes into multiple households.
Yeah.
And then,
So you're destroying the nuclear family, pretty much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's going on right now is we have multiple men who are in the women's category of the Olympics who have been medically, scientifically, and independently proven to have XY chromosomes.
Yeah.
And when these women who are at the top of their athletic sports universally, they're actually complaining, they're crying, and they're saying, I don't want to fight this guy. We fought women our entire lives, and I'm fighting this. I've never been hit like this. All these women, these so-called liberal who are supposed to believe all women and women empowerment, they're like, shame on you, because you're complaining against a Muslim woman who's a guy who you're like, I thought you guys were supposed to. What the?
Another win for the boys.
It's insane.
Dude, that's how strong the patriarchy is, man. We're becoming women and we're dominating women too at being women.
I know, but we first of all, that's hilarious. That's how good. That's how talented men are. That we're just better at being women. And that's when you see the how insane
How do
it
they
is.
choose if you're woman enough to if you're a trans woman?
Because they refuse to do cheek swabs. They refuse to do the buccal, right?
Do they check their hormone? Do they check their testosterone levels?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Absolutely.
let me tell you one thing.
But they refuse to publicize that they were Y chromosome.
Yeah. In my height of my residency, we have lots of sleepless nights, working 36-hour shifts, whatnot.
And how do you deal with that?
Like a boss.
Yeah,
Like
a boss, like a boss. Yeah, but I mean, I get
As a
it.
surgeon,
But what do you do? Coffee, Adderall.
coffee, dude, at the heat of the moment, when you're operating on someone, you get this rush of adrenaline.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Can we talk about the first time? Don't forget this. Can we talk about the first time you've seen the most insane thing, and then you've seen the most insane thing? Like, what's the first time you're like, okay, I'm going to medical school residency, and then you see this thing when you're like, okay,
Bro,
do I really want to?
I have it. I had this lady walk in.
Oh, Jesus.
What a freaking
This stuff. Can we show?
Can
we show
her face kind of.
I want to see
I can
that.
show you the X-ray.
I want to see the face.
Holy shit.
Look at that.
Is that real, dude?
It's not
Yeah,
fake.
of course it's real.
Yeah. Dude, the shit you see on TV, we see that shit.
We're gonna put that on. We're gonna put that on
That's
Patreon.
crazy.
Which camera can you?
Fuck.
Which camera can you show that on?
This one shows your face. Don't show this one, but
Why?
Oh my
show
god.
their faces,
I
man.
mean, I don't know where the cameras are.
Holy shit.
Eric is looking everywhere, but
Dude.
he starts fixing the wiring.
People come in, stand a bunch of times.
What the fuck is that, brother? Her intestines are out.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
It's a guy, actually.
It's a guy. What happened to him? Why is this
Can
fucking?
be genderly.
Yeah, but what happened to him? Why is this fucking skin
So
gone?
this guy's story, he was in jail. He kept stabbing himself, so we'll go out of jail to come to the hospital. And he's done that so many times, he's lost domain. He's got no abdominal wall left there. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Domain? Like a
It's
website?
It's called loss of domain. It's like .com, .org. No, you just lose your abdominal wall.
And how do you deal with that?
Several ways. We closable mesh. We put a bunch of mesh in, sutured it in.
What's mesh? Is it the shirt that gay guys wear?
Exactly like that, but medical grade.
So, Dr. Jojo, if like the scar that Fanto showed you earlier, if it would have been deeper, he might have needed that mesh. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're pretty
And by the way, Dr. Jojo said that Fanto scar's like a little bitch. Yeah.
He said I developed keloids.
Yeah, he loiter. He's
Yeah.
a loiter.
Yeah.
A loiter.
Yeah.
So,
Show us that scar, by the way.
well, I can't show you the scar
Oh
because we
shit!
haven't.
You want to see this? Have you heard of a Colombian necktie?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my God.
I want to see it.
He's turning away.
You hear that?
Holy shit.
Yeah. So is this guy
Oh my
alive?
God.
He didn't die. He's
Well, how do you guys sleep at night? Fuck. Oh my God.
So who cut it?
It was some cartel activity, man.
Holy shit.
Whoa! Dr. Jojo and Dr. Sheina
What's
just
that
showed
noise? His fucking throat? No.
It's a cell phone.
Yeah.
No, it's him bleeding.
No, it's just his airway's cut. So you know, air is supposed to go through your mouth.
Yeah.
There you go. Get those punches in. But
Where are they
there's a
put?
hole
You got
here.
a slice.
The air is going through here too, so it's causing a.
So when you cut someone's neck, just for educational purposes, I'm not asking. How can you kill that guy if they did all that shit to him and he's still alive?
Well, so your main arteries and veins run from the sides.
So you have to. Okay.
Yeah. So right here.
So it was the cartel's first day.
I guess they're trying to pull
Maybe.
your neck
It's
tight.
a little
They pull
messy.
your tongue out from your neck, and
They what?
they pull your tongue out. From
Oh,
your neck.
that's-
That's why it's called a necktie. It's like a tie.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But they didn't succeed, but the guy survived.
What is he doing now?
I don't know.
we don't follow up them that long enough. But the funny thing about these trauma patients is like you see someone comes up shot up. It's like Tuesday, you know, and then we're like, what were you doing? He's like, oh no, I was just walking to church. I'm like, bro, it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. on a Tuesday.
He ain't
Yeah.
snitching.
Wow.
You're not, which church is this? That's open at Tuesday at 9 p.m. Yeah.
That's
Give you a disclaimer, there was no identifiable information on those
There's not-
images.
no. So what about you, Dr. Sheina? What's the first thing that you saw that you're like, okay, maybe I'm not.
I mean, it wasn't the first thing. For me, I'm pretty good at dissociating.
Entire colon that I removed.
The entire what?
Colon.
So how do they survive if you remove the entire colon?
Like a house.
Yeah, as long as they have a small
You have small
bowel.
intestine, you bring it out to the down wall, and then you know the poop bags that
Yeah.
people have? Ostomy.
And why did you remove the large intestine?
You see that?
Yeah.
That's all black, the black stuff. That's dead intestine.
So how does that happen?
Multiple ways. This guy had a big aneurysm in his aorta, and it shot off clots to the blood vessels that supply the colon.
But where does it come from? Besides voting for Biden.
Yeah, well, don't vote for Biden.
But is that drugs or is that just
No.
He's an older man, his history of smoking, you get aneurysms.
So you're saying smoking is bad?
But yes,
Unfortunately.
it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
So do you guys smoke?
I don't know.
Sometimes a cigarette's good.
Socially, if you're one of the fucking
I'm Armenian.
yeah. And what's yours? What's your
He has a lot.
Wow. What is that?
He's missing a lung. We removed the lung, and that's the heart beating.
Oh, that's the heart beating from the chest or the shoulder?
So that's a boob. You see that's her breast. That's
Yeah.
your chest cut open.
Yeah.
Dude,
We
the
did a
human
lot of that.
body's resilient, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, human body's resilient.
Really?
Like in trauma, when they come in
So
into trauma
what happened
setting,
with her?
She was in a bad car accident. She had a pulmonary pseudoaneurysm, so one of the blood vessels had a hole in it in her pulmonary
So
artery.
what made that?
So, in the trauma setting, emergency situation, if you have bleeding in the pulmonary artery, it's a very big vessel. You can bleed out and die. So, emergently,
Don't get phone into that. We
Yeah.
can show it on the screen.
oh man,
Oh shit, we can do that?
Yeah.
We gotta show the fucking the cartel fucking thing.
yeah, you could bleed to death. So, what you gotta do? So, main thing in trauma is like control the bleed, because if you're gonna bleed, you gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
So you remove the lung, and that way you just suture the arteries, so that way they don't bleed. And suture those, obviously you're not gonna get blood to your lungs are gonna die. So you gotta remove the lungs in that case. So that's what happened to her.
So when you remove the lungs, well, then what do you put?
Nothing. She has
Nothing.
another lung.
She has one lung.
You could
they live with one lung.
Can you survive on no lungs?
No.
Okay. What about 3 lungs? I bet you didn't.
Go.
What's your first time?
Yeah, I think for me,
Like the first incident. Also, I'm sorry. she she answers. What's your
you
first
see
answer?
so much shit that
Yeah.
you forget the first
Do you-
incident.
okay, so you don't remember your.
I couldn't tell you the first one. I could tell you the one that kind of made me lose sleep at night.
Okay.
I got a
Yeah.
toddler come in.
So-
It's always a kid, you know.
That's what made my mom stop being a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, but see, you look at it two ways. You either say, I can't do this, or you say, like, I have to still do this because who else is going to do it?
Want to do it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, we open the chest. We try to start.
What
hard.
happened to the toddler? Well, 1 year, 2 years,
I think she was 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay.
Yeah. Got ran out in the middle of the street, was playing, got ran over by a
Mirror
car.
your screen.
And yeah, we opened her chest and did cardiac
pull it up.
massage. And, you know, it's crazy. You have this like I had this tiny little heart in my hand.
In your hand?
Yeah. Because that's what you do as a general surgeon. You know, you open the chest,
This is my resident.
you try and find the bleed, you try and stop it, and you cardiac massage and try and get the heart to start again.
But isn't the heart connected to all these like veins and stuff?
Yep. So I slid my hands in there and you just gently try and pump the heart and try and bring it
Oh,
back.
okay. So you don't cut it out.
You don't cut it out,
Is
but
it
you
the
cut open
Colombian
the whole
necktie?
chest. Yeah.
Look at that. And it's. Oh my god.
Oh, this is the what is this? So this is this is not gonna be on YouTube. They're gonna remove this.
No.
So we'll put this on Patreon.
Oh, some guy came, they stabbed to the chest. You know what this thing is sticking out?
What?
This thing.
Yeah.
What is it? That's the nipple right there.
Yeah.
What's this thing?
Heart,
That's the lung.
lung.
Yeah.
How did it come out?
So what's behind your chest? Like your ribs? Underneath your ribs?
Oh, you think I paid attention in biology class?
Yeah, no, it just they cut through the muscles and everything through the pleura. The lungs popped up, so we had to cut them open, put that back in, put a bunch of stitches to close up the chest. Yeah, that's me amputating a leg.
He said that shit. So matter of fact, that's me amputating a leg. I was massaging a toddler's heart.
That's an oscillating saw,
Oh my god. I got one of those.
but you don't use it for legs.
No, fuck no.
Okay, so
Dude, this is breast cancer left untreated for like 2 years. It's terrible.
That's breast cancer?
Yeah, let me. So that's the normal breast, and
Yeah.
that's a breast cancer that cancer is just eating away at it.
Holy cow.
So if you
Is that the bump? Is that what people feel like is
That's just tumor cells, disease.
yeah.
just invading the
Yeah.
skin and everything. That's
How-
like late stages.
Oh, late
cancer,
stages, yeah.
and you have to remove it. And
No, that one, that's you can't remove that. Remove that, and then what? It's gonna be a big open wound. So you gotta treat that with chemotherapy, radiation. Hopefully it shrinks, and then if it's operative, then you could operate on it.
what do you mean? What happened to this person?
Well, eventually she was gonna die, but I guess lost the follow up because I was off that rotation.
What the fuck? You can't find out?
Yeah.
But what do you think, Kylie? What do you think is the... She died?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
I mean,
Holy cow.
Okay.
Jesus
R.I.P.
Christ.
But this was that one
You had
stab to the
nightmares.
head. I can't show the other one because her face is shrunk, but like, dude, that's crazy. No?
why did she get stabbed? For yapping? Is that fucked up?
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, bro, we get it.
Holy cow, dude.
This guy had a flesh.
No, but why did she get stabbed? That's fucked up.
Again, the stories never make sense. She was going to church on a Tuesday night.
Okay. So she knew what she was doing.
This is a baby born without a butthole. Have you seen this before?
Oh my god.
It's called an imperforate anus.
I've never seen that.
And our pediatric surgeon said, I may be an asshole, but I make good buttholes. She said some funny joke like that. There you go. It's the funny.
Bro, you had that ready, bro. You've never used that ever. God damn.
Well, we've never said what he just said. Never required
This
it.
one pediatric surgeon. So they always try to flex on us. This guy's like, dude, you guys suck so bad. You're just lucky that humans are resilient, because if it was any other animal, they would have been dead. That's how bad you guys suck.
Wow.
All right. That was a lot.
Back to how we met.
Anyways, the story that will never be finished.
So what do you guys, after seeing like the tragedy that kind of befalls humankind, and you save so many people's lives, and sometimes unfortunately I would think you don't, because it's not in your hands.
Yeah.
What is your belief in our existence and God? Is there a higher power?
1,000,000%, dude. Because
Both of you?
There's situations like I don't want to. I'm just gonna say what I feel like. There's certain situations where, like, it's life and death, patients dying. I get this jolt of power in me. Like, I don't know what it is, adrenaline or whatever, but I feel this like energy that just like consumes me and like guides me to do the right thing. I don't know if that's God or if that's just me, but there's 1,000,000,000% some higher power out there. Because I've seen some shit, and you saw this kind of stuff. There is like some people, some patients we've had, I'm like, there's no way this guy's gonna survive. And then a week later, they go home.
Wow.
Like, there's some shit you see like that. You're like, for sure there has to be some higher power. You could call him God, you could call him Allah, you could call him, I don't know, but there's
Thoughts.
Yeah. No, I feel the same.
Have you always felt that?
Always. Yeah. I've always been.
And this confirmed it. You have.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, growing up, you have these times where, like, does God exist? This, that. Your college days, they feed you all this liberal propaganda and stuff. But then, you experience life. You see these kind of stuff, like real life experiences, not BS victimhoods that, they call me a nurse or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you see real stuff.
Yeah.
And then you put
There's no joking.
Right.
You put stuff in perspective, and then you're like, now I know what I believe in and what I don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So there. So what do you What I want to know is, how has your perception changed before you started working with these situations and now? Do you think life is delicate? Do you think, it is important when they say, be present, live for the now, be with your loved ones, your friends? Like, what's your main thing that you're like, okay, if I can tell these people from my, extensive experience, aside from social media and image and all these like misinformation, what are the main things that that you see that is more vital for this existence? You see the both. You guys are, going to parties and, you're glamorous, and then you see you're treating a 4-year-old's heart, you're massaging the heart. What is, your perception of life, and what do you tell someone that, okay, what's the meaning of this?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, but I think for me, the main thing is just, be a good person and put good out there in the world, because life is fragile. I think, in what we see in our training, you realize the fragility of it all, and you live in the moment and appreciate your moments, because time you never get back. Time is not promised. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So appreciate what you have and do good and put good out there. That's kind of what I see from all this.
That's beautiful.
100% agree. Just be a good person. No matter what your viewpoints are in anything, politically, genders, whatever, just as long as you're a good person, though, I feel like that's what matters at the end of the day, too. And life is so delicate. Your health is so important, man. Your health is everything. Have you torn any body parts? Dude, I've torn ligaments before.
Me, never.
Never? You're Armenian.
Me, never. I've never been injured ever in my life. Of course, brother.
That's right. You got that badass scar.
Yeah.
Dude, his name should be Scar Chest.
Scar Chest.
Scar Chest.
I'm already Scarface in my bad skin. Yeah. But one more question before we get into the fun stuff. What happens when we die? What do you think?
$1 million question.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea, man.
Do you believe in life after death? Do you believe in this existence? I don't know if you're leaning towards the Indian, Hindu.
No, I mean, I believe in a higher power. I believe there's a God. I believe in God. I believe there's a God.
Do you believe whenever you see these people pass, right? There's a big difference, right? Would you say there's a soul in our bodies?
For sure.
100%.
Okay. So the soul goes somewhere. Do you think the soul stays here? Because with us, the soul stays here for 40 days, and then it goes into eternity or to wherever other souls are. That's what we believe in.
Yeah.
Maybe you believe in something else. What do you think? Is there?
I mean, I think there's an afterlife. I do think that, but I will say, since like I met you and I'm like madly in love with this guy, I like to think that I have multiple lifetimes.
Say that again.
So I always say that I get to get you in all the lifetimes because I want more lifetimes with him.
That is beautiful.
But I do think
Nothing like a clingy girlfriend, fiance thing. No, but that's amazing. That's beautiful. Okay, we're done with the intense spiritual questions. Let's talk about simple stuff. Pedophilia. No. So what's the cultural differences? Is it hard? Is it?
I don't know.
She got acclimated pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think.
Do they give you a hard time for not being Armenian?
No, I mean not from his family, not from his friends. I mean, initially I was a little, worried,
She's
but
learning Armenian. She's learning how to read, write Armenian.
yeah.
Which girl would do that for me?
Actually, the guy who invented the Armenian alphabet, Mr. Marstots, went to India to get the alphabet.
Yeah, that was Iran, Persia.
No, he went to everywhere, but he got from Sanskrit. Is that one of the Indian?
There's a lot of similar words from Hindi and Armenian. Like cheese, bonnet, same.
No, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
1,000, Hazar, they say Hazar.
There's a lot. But it's like a specific dialect in India that there's a lot of Indians.
There's a ton. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Here's to so you went to
Where are you guys gonna get married?
Where or when?
Where?
She wanted Italy, but after seeing yesterday's wedding, she kind of wants to do it in LA.
Because it's going to be hard to do a real traditional Armenian wedding, in Italy.
I mean, if you want to go to Venice, there's an Armenian island off to Venice, but they're
Catholics, no?
There's a lot of they're Catholics, but there's a lot of Armenians from Armenia there who are in this thing, but you gotta pay like insane amount of money.
Yeah.
I'd rather buy a house.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean,
because people were doing that when I was there, and it was just like rich people from France. We didn't have a lot of relatives because there's like one boat that goes there maybe 4 or 5 times a day, and when you go there, it's like Leonardo da Vinci gave paintings that are there, so they're like it's like you can't go there all the time.
Oh.
And the mainland is like a lot of touristy areas, so you have to when you go to the. So, but I mean, if you saw the Armenian thing here, I mean, it's intense. Here.
Yeah, like it'd be too hard to do it anywhere else.
Yep. Musicians, the band, the singers,
the food.
Do you expect a lot of people to come? Do you have a lot of family here? You should, because they're here for 67.
It'll be like 400 or 500 people at least. Just my side.
4 or 5. Oh, but Indian, they go wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna do it. I want to keep my side pretty intimate, so we're gonna do it mostly.
Because you guys do like 7 days.
Yeah. My sister just got back from Tulum, Indian wedding, and she said it was bonkers, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that Indian billionaire got married for 7 months, no?
Yes.
What?
They just had their last event.
What was his name?
Yeah, the Ambani family.
Wow.
You guys hear about that?
Indian
Was it they had Justin Bieber?
Bieber, yeah.
Yeah, he performed there.
$20 million, I heard they paid him.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, they had Rihanna too.
That's wild.
Yeah.
The same family?
Mm-hmm.
They became
At another
married
event.
for 7 months.
That's wild.
I mean, at that level, just like the fucking oligarchs when they get fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, at that level, you don't. The wedding's meaningless.
Yeah.
It's the.
Dude, and the guy is like very unhealthy looking. Have you guys seen him?
Yeah. They're all taking photos of him. He's like a fat fuck, right?
Super fat. Super fat.
Is it are they like a big deal? I know India has like a caste system.
They do, but honestly, I don't know what their caste is. I don't know a lot
Is he
about
like-
the family,
like
but,
Cass is a billionaire.
but they're very, very wealthy and very affluent in India.
And what is that? The what?
Can't you buy your way to a higher caste system?
No,
I don't think. I don't. I don't have a lot of knowledge, but I don't think you can.
no.
I mean,
Like,
unless
it's like what you're born as.
unless you do it out of the country. I've heard out of the country. But you can't go back. I mean, I'm not. I don't.
They're still billionaires, so it doesn't matter.
So that's intense. What about your family? What did your family say about him?
They love him. I mean, actually, today my
Our family's meeting for the first time today.
my right after this. Yeah.
Can we record it and put it on the podcast?
Sure.
Yeah, bring him and tell him to come here. No, I'm kidding.
But like my mom has like already met him. She's met some of our friends.
Have they talked over the phone?
Our parents?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No.
What do you mean? If you guys don't know, who knows?
No.
He's like, my parents. This who else is
I'm
going
like
to
so
Eric, have their parents
stuff.
talked?
No, my parents. My mom has talked to you. Obviously, I've spent time with your parents, but our parents have not talked over the phone. Yeah.
Wait, how long have you guys been together?
It's almost a year.
Yeah, about a year. Just
Oh,
under
so
a
you
year.
guys are like madly in love, and it's like, this is fresh.
It's fresh, dude.
It's, I guess time-wise, it's fresh, but honestly, it feels like we've been together for years.
Yeah.
And when did that happen? When did that click? When did you guys know that, okay, I feel like I know this person for a very long time?
Like 3-4 months in.
Yeah, a few months in. I mean, I knew
Right away.
our second date.
Really? What made you know?
Where'd you go?
Was this at Uchi?
Mm-hmm.
Jack in the
Our
Box?
first date? No. This is bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was our first date. You're right. I knew after our first date.
Bro, I got her blue flowers. And she was,
In Armenian, in Armenian tradition, that's, you don't get blue flowers, right?
I don't know what.
They weren't blue. They were purple.
Purple? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your favorite color, purple. I got her purple.
Yeah, one time I got like blue flowers and I put it in the kitchen and my grandpa he goes, you're going to a funeral, huh? I'm like, Bobby, what are you talking about? I go, I'm doing it. He goes, you don't fucking take blue flowers. There's like all these fucking...
Oh, really? No, they weren't blue. They were
Grandpa's
purple.
2024 grandpa.
Yeah, my grandpa, he left us.
Oh.
He died like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, we still have the body in the house. But,
No. Just put cologne on him.
Yeah.
Too much.
Put some Fahrenheit on him.
So, wait, the first date, you guys go to the sushi spot?
Yeah.
Did you invite her in a Japanese accent?
He didn't even, it wasn't even like romantic. At the time, I was like not
See,
even, I
that's the
wasn't
thing.
dating.
I'm sorry. He doesn't do nothing romantic, but she's completely in love with him.
Yeah, like,
He's like,
it
"Listen,
was weird.
I don't propose to you. I like you. I love
But
you.
no, but so here's the
The
thing.
ring is coming. Get it?
He didn't. No, he's not. He's like, I'm not going to do a big proposal, but he's like, all right, here's the diamond. Do you like it? I'm like, I love it.
Oh, wow.
Pick your setting. It's getting made in Europe.
Once she wears it, she's gonna lean on one side and walk that way.
Yeah. And my mom was there. My mom saw the diamond. It was good. It was nice. So maybe that's our proposal. I don't know. It was kind of like not even asked. It was unspoken.
There's nothing bigger than hey, here's a diamond. Does your mom like it?
Yeah, he's like, here's your diamond.
Yeah.
He's like playing balot. I just
He's like a fucking like a midget. Is this diamond good?
carrying the diamond.
Yeah.
So the first date, what happened that you're like?
So the first date, he didn't really even ask me out. It was kind of like I wasn't dating. I was like, I'm not dating. I'm, whatever, working. I'm training. I wasn't looking to date. And he's like, hey, do you like sushi? And we were just talking like friendly. And I was like, of course I like sushi. I'm a girl. He's like, oh, there's a cool spot. He's like, oh, we'll
You
go
said
together.
that. Of course I like sushi. I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any emotions for him? You didn't see
I
anything
didn't know her
attractive?
chromosomes yet. I didn't know.
I wasn't like, my mind wasn't even there. I wasn't even thinking it. I was like, all right.
But you
like,
weren't like,
cool.
he's attractive.
I see, like, I'm the kind of girl, like, I don't see a guy and I'm like, oh, they're attractive. No, like, you have to get my mind and my heart and then I find you attractive.
Yeah.
Like, and so I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about his physical appearance.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, like, I'll take you to the sushi spot. It's pretty cool. And I was like, okay.
Dude, this is in Miami.
Yeah.
Is it a top spot?
Sushi, very
Oh,
exciting
it's
sushi.
fantastic.
Like a tab is usually around $500-$600 for 2 people. That's the quality.
Jesus Christ.
And I
You
was
guys get
Delicious.
sake?
Oh yeah, we did.
I love sake.
So did you
Sake.
have you
seen
been
it
to that place
like
before?
No, I hadn't been.
He says sake.
But have you heard of it?
No, I
hadn't even heard of it.
Sake.
No,
Sake.
no. And then we went, and then he shows up with roses, and he's smelling very nice.
Cream.
Yeah. But the thing that got me on our first date is we were talking about, and we were talking about like
Wait,
deep
I'm
stuff.
sorry. So he brings the roses, and then you're like, okay, is he?
Then I was like, oh, I guess this is a date.
So I guess this is a date.
Yeah.
And then were you nervous when you got the roses?
Do I look like someone that gets
Never, brother. That was a trick question. Thank you. Off base. Okay, never. Okay, so he comes in.
This guy fucking just showed us like pictures of him opening up a domino or showing
he
it back in.
proposed to
Putting
his
some
wife.
mesh
He
in
gave
it.
the diamond to his mom.
Here's what I've been saying. Ahvesin vorsanı českaraso, bratsness. You can't teach a fox how to hunt.
That's deep.
I like it.
That's deep. Fuck Turks. Okay, so you guys go into this
Yeah.
$600 sushi spot.
So we're sitting, we're
where
having
Eric's gonna
dinner.
take me.
Fuck yeah.
And he does all the right things, and I had no expectation. But
Wait,
then,
what do you mean? What do you mean all the right
so
things?
for example, like for me,
He punched the server?
and not on this one.
Fucking Armo.
No, but he he was a manly man. He ordered. I didn't have to do anything. He
Misogynist.
was like, he's like, this is what we're doing.
Let me guess, you paid for the bill?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Racist.
Could you imagine?
That blows my mind when people split the bill.
Before that, okay, let's not get that's another. Okay,
Yeah.
so
But we're talking, and we're talking about real stuff, like family, traditions, our beliefs, like what I believe the dynamic.
so what made you start talking? Did you feel like there was something serious with her, or that's just
I
like
knew there
game?
was something special about her, but at first I didn't think of anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. But then,
Okay.
like, she blew my mind. Honestly, surgeon, beautiful, traditional.
So when did that occurrence
From
happen
Diamond Bar.
that she blew your mind?
That was the name of it.
What was that on the first date, or
No, we started hanging out more and more, and then
there's a point of realization.
it
You
was
already
actually Halloween night. We were texting all night. Remember?
she was dressed like a cop.
She was not
A nurse.
No, you were cat.
I was the girl
Oh, a nurse.
version.
You were a
No,
nurse.
no, I wasn't.
You know,
She got demoted.
She was a nun.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, before that. Okay, so
So at dinner, the moment for him is we talked about something, and he grabbed my hand and he goes, "Oh, thank God!" and he kisses the top of my hand.
John.
And I was like, yeah, okay.
it worked. That worked.
But it was like your reaction to my belief, and that's what
Can you share what that belief was?
I think it had something to do with, like the home, like what I believed, like the home. Because I was telling you, I was like, I know I'm a surgeon, and I know I can make my own money, and I know I can be very independent, but I'm a traditional woman. I want you to respect that and like be the provider and be the man and be the male, and still let me like go out in the world, be the surgeon I want to be, but be like a good man that I come home to and I can depend on and I can trust, and I can, trust to raise kids and trust to raise a home and trust to build a life.
Yeah, of course everybody would fucking marry that. Well, I'll tell you, that is an incredible thing to hear for, a male such as that, who it's like when you hear that, you're like, fuck that. You gotta call fucking Ani and Susan and be like, hey, listen,
You gotta put that ring on it. Hell yeah. You do that shit.
you gotta send
yeah.
you gotta send the diamond to her
Man,
mom.
most Armenian girls here do. They have these unrealistic, crazy ass expectations. Granted, like their parents did so much for them, so they have nothing to offer, but they expect all these stuff in return. It's like, what do you bring to this partnership? And she brings a lot to the table.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, yes, that's the case, but yeah, it is the case. But there is also the continuing your bloodline, and you are at risk for extinction.
You think so? But she's learning Armenian.
No. I'm not. I think she can be. So all the most patriotic writers, they all married non-Armenians. All the most patriotic, because I think when you're so, if it's spiritually connected, you can become.
Let me tell you this though: isn't it better to convert someone to be Armenian? You're gaining another Armenian that way.
I'm already not even full, but I'm full. You know what I mean? Because my grandpa was like, hey, and my grandma was like, all right, I'll forget all these other things. But
so what are your grandparents? One's Armenian, one's
black.
Really?
Yeah.
I could tell.
No, but the thing is, you have these fucking Armenian girls who are so like they're like, the complete opposite of counterintuitive to traditional.
Yeah.
So you can't just be like a generic term. Like I think love trumps everything. Trump 2024, but love and your story is so incredible that you're like it's amazing. And no matter what anyone thinks or says, I think it's beautiful, because not too many people are blessed with having that. I'm not sure if you had that moment when you're like, oh my God, because he has a lovely wife, elegant, incredible, very smart. I'm the only, single one here. Kind of. I'm in an open relationship. My girlfriend doesn't know about it. But it's the most important is to have that level of sincere, guttural respect and love and passion for each other. And then everything else comes. It's like, hey, understand that this is where I come from. This is and it's so it's so lovely that you're like, hey, you run the show. I can be supportive. You're the leader, and you don't hear that. No matter anything besides a Turk can say that, you're like, okay, that's you're that. And especially when you come from a good family and you're not fucking mentally retarded. There's so many Armenian girls who are mentally retarded. So it's like, hey, you can't just because of what you are. It's like you can have fucking kids, but the kids are gonna be fucking dumb.
You'd be surprised, like some bright kids are born from not so bright parents.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You see some like brilliant people, and then you see the kid is like, well, what happened? Like, you're not the brightest light bulb in the chandelier. What was wrong there?
So what do you guys, any questions? I feel like I'm asking them all the fuck.
I mean, where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years? Because now you guys are going to unite.
Well, seems like a residency interview.
I have a feeling, I feel like...
I thought we were going to have one of the biggest podcasts. Thanks for motivating us to start our podcast.
But I feel like you guys have so much love, you're definitely going to have a kid soon.
Probably next year.
I think a year.
Yeah. How many kids you guys want?
I want 4.
Every time it goes up by 1. First it was 2.
It has to be minimal.
It was 3.
It has to be minimal 3. It's 1 for the wife, 1 for the husband, 1 for the nation. And then 4th is 1 for the Olympics.
So you guys are both native Californians. What took you to Miami?
Fellowship. I matched my fellowship in Miami, so we ended up going to Miami, and as Godfather says, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Nice.
Let's get a refill. Let's.
But so you see yourself staying in Miami?
Huh? Oh, for me. Yeah. I mean, I already bought a house. I got a few investment properties. I'm setting up shop in Miami. That's gonna be my home. Yeah. Or Florida, for that matter. Maybe a little bit north, like Boca Raton. We have quite a few Armenians there. It's like a big Armenian community. So
really,
yeah, it's like 5,000 to 10,000 Armenians.
What about Indians or Mexicans or Russians?
No Mexicans. There is no.
Wait, no.
It's terrible, man. The Mexican food is not too good in Florida, in Miami.
There's a spot in America with no Mexicans?
I mean, I'm sure there's probably some, but
there's a few taco spots like Tacombi's.
No, not Mexican spots. Like, Mexicans don't live in Miami?
Very few.
Few. Yeah.
I know 4 Mexican comics that live in Miami.
Really?
Yeah. But there's nothing. It's just mostly Cuban.
It's mostly Cubans, Colombians, Venezuelans.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Colombians. Why? I know the
Argentinians.
Argentinians.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're there. They're in deep.
Why Florida?
I don't know. Che was fucking went to Cuba, and the Cubans from
Che
went
Guevara?
to
Che Guevara.
Yeah.
I heard that guy was not a good guy.
Depends on who you ask.
He asked a socialist.
In where? In Cuba?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about the history, so I'm not in the comments about that. But
So my grandpa was he was in the Bay of Pigs, you know, the
the
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Your grandpa was in that?
He was involved in it. He was
part of the Soviet Union.
yeah. My grandpa was the minister of alcohol production in Odessa, Ukraine. Odessa, Ukraine is where.
Speaking of alcohol, I gotta piss it out. Keep going.
And I've told you this story. What do you guys? Are you guys need the chargers?
No, I think her family just came to my house.
Whose family? Oh, we gotta wrap it up so you guys can go. My bad. It's been fucking how many? What time is it now?
It's like 3.
Oh my goodness! This is long.
Dude, it flew by.
It did. It really did.
There's gonna be a lot of clips, man. You guys can. Yeah, we can definitely do this again whenever he sets up spot at your spot, but we can also do this via. So we gotta wrap it up because her family went to his. But we can either whenever he sets up the spot at your spot location.
Yeah.
We can also do it Zoom because he has everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think it's more authentic when it's live though, like in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. There's nothing's gonna beat it. But I don't know, you guys might be so busy.
I don't know, when we come back to town, we could always.
Ain't nobody coming back to town, bro. You know when people say that, I'll be back. When you
Dude, they're from
Well, we don't read it. Our families are here.
yeah, but she's gonna get pregnant. I want to say in 4 to 6 months.
Dude, we're going to Miami, dude.
We are going to Miami.
Yeah.
I feel like if you come to Miami, you're not gonna want to move back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move back, but I gotta fucking move back because first of all, I got court, and I'm on fucking. The FBI said I'm a guardian for my brother's. My.
Yeah.
Oh,
you'll probably bring him out too, dude. Florida's cool, man. Florida's cool.
My oldest nephew actually, he's so good at football. He's got
soccer or football.
Football. Crazy, bro. One of them is 11 years old. He's 6'2".
Wow.
11 years old, 6'2".
Jesus Christ.
6'2", and then the other one it just started senior, and he's getting a lot of scholarship requests from.
Why don't they play like tennis?
It's amazing.
Or
he plays football. The 11-year-old is playing boxing.
Years like 10 years. The football.
Yeah, but he just his dad football fan put him in.
Boxing is sick too. Boxing.
Yeah, and then the youngest daughter, she's starting kindergarten, and the older is 6'3".
Yeah,
in his height.
Wow.
Last year they were right here. Last year,
yeah. But they're still gonna grow then if they're that.
They do that, don't they? I know my little brother did that. It was like in a year they're just
Your brother.
I'm
full-grown men.
I'm
like,
the shortest because we come from like weightlifters.
Yeah.
wow.
Professional like Olympic weightlifters, and then they stopped to fucking rob banks. My grandpa was the first person about them being a podcast. I'm gonna call it now. If they do start a podcast, she's gonna be more consistent because he's more doubtful because I'm more doubtful in this dynamic, and then he knows what the fuck he's doing. If you guys do it, it's going to be one of the most successful podcasts. It's going to be ridiculously.
But like, can you guys say your social media so people could follow you and look for you somewhere?
Mine's Dr. Level Up at DRLVLUP. So it's Level Up without the E's.
Yeah, mine's Dr. Brushes and Blades. So
And
Dr.
Instagram
dot,
too?
yeah, brushes and blades.
Oh, okay.
Say with the dots and stuff. Dr. dot. Well,
Dang it.
That's it. Dr. dot brushes and blades.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, we'll put the
I think there's
links
an
in the
underscore.
description.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Fanto showed me some of your Instagram,
Yeah.
and
I do God's work, man.
no, that's
You
cool.
do.
I do God's work.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, you had a lot of personality in your Instagram, and in person too. But I was saying, like, you wouldn't expect that from a surgeon.
No.
You know what I
A
mean?
lot of surgeons are terrible
Right.
people, man. They're not personable at all.
Yeah.
They're just douches,
Right.
for lack of better terms. Right? Wouldn't you say? Do
They
they
can
like
be.
dorks with like glasses? Like,
Yeah.
Bro, that's what we think of most of these comedians, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's why I'm like,
Because things I grew up in a blue collar family doing a white collar job. So
Yeah.
I
what
could
the fuck is blue collar?
Right. Yeah.
blue,
Yeah.
you know, your collar blue.
I swear.
Now you're making me sound smart.
Are you gaslighting?
Not all of us are born here, brother. Some of us came to this great country illegally. No, but so today's a
That's
very
an
special.
interesting point, because now you're all white collar, hanging with these really wealthy people in Miami, like.
But I still hang out with my friends who barely graduated high school. Like, I still hang out with my gardeners.
Graduated.
Dude,
Hey, brother, I'm right here, brother. Don't
I have all kinds of friends. Like, one of my best friends, George, he didn't even graduate high school, but he's a successful businessman. And he's
Yeah, it's called fraud, boss.
Yeah.
It's called fraud. JK.
Yeah.
Does she know about all the stereotypes or not yet?
The Armenians.
Not yet.
I'm learning along the way.
She goes, I learned a lot last night.
Yeah.
So they went to a wedding.
Yeah, we did.
They went to a wedding last night, and our dear friend Dr. Jojo got into a fight with
She got into a fight with me.
people who were in charge of the restaurant, and luckily nothing happened. And Dr. Sheina was new to that. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys could be so volatile." Surprise!
Welcome to the family.
This is. I forgot to ask you. So you went to Armenia?
Yeah, recently.
Okay, you went to recently
I
Armenia?
just got back 2 days ago, actually.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere? I know it's been a very extremely difficult time. We're expecting more extreme and tragic times ahead. But what was it like working in Armenia as a plastic surgeon?
Cosmetic.
Cosmetic, sorry.
No worries. It wasn't bad. I mean,
A lot of noses needed fixing?
it was just one combined case. So I have a buddy. His name's Dr. Vartan. He's from Moscow. Very famous guy. He's got over 2 million followers on Instagram. And it was this combined case that we did. Circumferential tummy tuck, which is a lower body lift on the backside and a tummy tuck. And I was kind of giving my expertise on the lower body lift procedure. And then we kind of did the breast lift and tummy tuck together because he does that all the time. And it's like a combined case. And then the surgery center liked me, so I'm in talks with them. They want me to start working there to kind of develop some sort of program there. So we'll see. Big things happening.
Big things happening in Armenia. You're going back to your motherland and you're helping out.
I mean, granted, the money, dude, they do like nose jobs for like $600 there, which blows my mind. I mean, I'm not even doing it for the money. I'm going to do it just because I love being Armenian, and I really want to help my country too.
Yeah.
And it's tax write-off, actually. If you do volunteer surgery, you can write that off your taxes, believe it or not.
But do you do it for that amount of 600, or you can do prorated to U.S. currency?
I mean...
Or you cannot answer it, because I know the IRS is listening. Because I'm under FBI probation.
Dude, am I going to get in trouble for hanging
You're definitely going to get in trouble for hanging out with me. 100%. But they're going to come to your house. They're going to ask you if you were aware of these things that I may or may not have been involved in, which I was not, and you just say no.
Is that what it's... Yeah.
You just say
You're
no.
not involved.
I'm not
I
involved.
just told them you're not. Okay.
Yeah. You tell them I identify as a Sheina.
And everything that comes out of his mouth is a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Everything.
This is for only
Fanto comedian, he joke all the time.
yeah, brother.
Yeah, everything is for entertainment.
Yeah.
No, that's
So we'll see. I mean, over there, the surgery program is very weak. Like, so the thing is, like, there's like 60 plastic surgeons that graduate every year, but things they have no surgical training. They call themselves plastic surgeons or cosmetic
in Armenia,
but they have zero surgical training. So what I'm thinking is maybe do some sort of masterclass. Go teach them how to do this. I mean, charge them a little bit of a premium. On the patients, it'll be free, or whoever wants to volunteer. And then that way, I mean, I could at least pay for my flight costs and then teach them how to operate because they don't know.
How is this even an issue if you're doing so much for them? Why not?
What do you mean?
That's like you're doing so much. Charge them what you need to charge.
I mean, if the doctors paid me for the class, I mean, I guess the patients to volunteer, we could do it for free. But the thing is, people are poor there, man. No, their monthly salary is $300. Who's gonna afford like 10 grand?
But people who do those surgeries, aren't there more like I'm related to oligarchs or some type of people in the ministry?
It's very few people that are super rich.
The 1%.
1%. But 1% of 2 million is what?
It's less.
That's in the whole country of Armenia. 2 million.
It's about 2 million. Yeah.
Wow.
God damn, it's getting less and less.
Yeah.
That's like Fresno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about? So, and how did you feel going back and doing that? Was it like a culture shock?
Not really. No. I mean, at Army, you always feel like you're at home. It's just trippy to see like everyone speaks Armenian.
Have you been to Armenia?
No.
Nice.
Soon enough.
There's a lot of Indians there.
That's what he was telling me.
Some say a little too much.
Yeah.
So today's a special day because your family's meeting his family.
Mm-hmm.
They met already.
They're there.
Oh, so why? Let's wrap this up. We don't. I know. Actually, this is thank you guys for sharing such an amazing and important time in your lives with us. And this is going to be first of many episodes, and the beginning of your podcast. That's going to be very big and incredible.
Yeah. So good things in the future.
Yes.
We could drink to that.
Let's do one more refill.
Let's do
one more refill because it's gonna be. Who the fuck did that sound effect? Thank you so much.
I'm good.
Did you want it? You're good.
No, I'm good with this.
A little bit more. Are you guys okay to drive? Because
Yeah, no, we're
It's my
good.
first shot.
you guys are first guest. Thank you guys. Did incredible.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. And yeah, we'll have you guys on our podcast.
In Miami.
We're gonna be in Miami soon. We're gonna more footage, and we're gonna be FANTO Show Hoop Dollar Studios in Miami. Dr. Sheina, Brushes and Blades, and Instagram, and then Dr. Level Up, Dr. Jojo Tatayan, and Dr. Eric Allegria, and
These music
at
kids.
One of FANTO.